Okay, I am here. Yeah, had some technical difficulties and I wasn't able to go live. So here I am. Um, we're gonna be doing something different today. I'm gonna make this live like a study guide. And I'm going to be talking about some things that are very unfamiliar. So before we get started, I'm going to let this audio clip play. I got three audio clips that I want to play. And we're going to be talking about computer language, today, which I feel like is very important because I know a lot of you guys are not familiar with AIs. But when you talk of AIs, they normally use that terminology as a robot. But in this case, we're going to talk about AIs and computer programming as human beings. Yes, we are. And as what I wanted to say also is that this is a compilation of work that I put together maybe 8 years ago, something like that, perhaps six or eight-ish, something like that. But yeah, so we're gonna be going in on this little booklet that I made. It's been a while since I made it, but I feel like this information is very, very important because it has y'all. You see that? I'll share this with you guys. I hope that I don't get a copyright block because I got a lot of audio that I'll be sharing. But if I do, I just remake the video without the audio and still just, get y'all familiar with certain terminologies. That way, with me just reading, what I have in my booklet. So here we go. While I set up and get myself prepared for this live session, I want y'all to listen to some of these audios.
What do you habitually tell yourself when you experience self-doubt or disappointment or feel that you're failing? What makes you...
So that's why I said today's going to be like a study guide
approach dealing with
live. Like we're just going to be studying together, learning new things together. Because like I said, several years ago, I found this very intriguing how programming. Yeah. So
the factors and habits that high performers reported as making the greatest difference in their success. Clear themes emerged, and an initial list of almost 24 high performance habits was created. Next, we rolled out surveys to the general public with questions similar to those we asked self-reported high performers. After studying which habits best differentiated high performers from those in our general surveys, we narrowed the list even more. Finally, we pared it down to the habits that were deliberate, observable, malleable, trainable, and most important, effective across domains. That is, we wanted habits that would help someone become successful, not just in one domain of expertise, but across multiple activities and industries. We wanted habits that anyone, anywhere, in any field of endeavor could apply over and over again to measurably improve performance. Just 6 habits made the grade. We call these final 6 the high performance habits, or HP6. We identified the HP6. We worked to conduct additional literature reviews and validity tests. Created the high performance indicator, which we call the HPI, based on the 6 habits, as well as other proven success measures. We tested the HPI pilot with over 30,000 people from 195 countries and quantitatively proved its validity, reliability, and usefulness. We found that not only do the 6 habits combine to correlate with high performance, each habit correlates with high performance on its own. And together, they correlate with other important life outcomes such as general happiness, better health, and positive relationships. The HP6 will help you succeed whether you are a student, entrepreneur, manager, CEO, athlete, or stay-at-home parent. Whether you're already successful or not, these habits will help you reach the next level. Some other factors can affect your long-term success: luck, timing, social support, or sudden creative breakthroughs, to name a few. The HP6 are under your control and improve your performance more than anything else we've measured. If you want to reach higher levels of performance in anything you do, you must consistently do the following. HP6. Number one, seek clarity on who you want to be, how you want to interact with others, what you want, and what will bring you the greatest meaning. As every project or major initiative begins, you ask questions such as, what kind of person do I want to be while I'm doing it? How should I treat others? What are my intentions and objectives? What can I focus on that will bring me a sense of connection and fulfillment? High performers ask these types of questions not only at the beginning of an endeavor, but consistently throughout. They don't just get clarity once and develop a mission statement that lasts the test of time. They consistently seek clarity again and again as times change and as they take on new projects or enter new social situations. This kind of routine self-monitoring is one of the hallmarks of their success. 2, generate energy so that you can maintain focus, effort, and well-being. To stay on your A game, you will need to actively care for your mental stamina, physical energy, and positive emotions in very specific ways. Number 3, raise the necessity for exceptional performance. This means actively tapping into the reasons you absolutely must perform well. This necessity is based on a mix of internal standards, for example, your identity, beliefs, values, or expectations for excellence, and external demands, for example, social obligations, competition, public commitments, deadlines. It's about always knowing your why and stoking that fire all the time so you feel the needed drive or pressure to get at it. Number 4, increase productivity in your primary field of interest. Specifically, focus on prolific quality output. We call that PQO. In the area in which you want to be known and to drive impact. You also have to minimize distractions, including opportunities that steal your attention from creating PQO. 5, develop influence with those around you. It will make you better at getting people to believe in and support your efforts and ambitions. Unless you consciously develop a positive support network, major achievements over the long haul are all but impossible. Number 6, demonstrate courage by expressing your ideas, taking bold action, and standing up for yourself and others, even in the face of fear, uncertainty, threat, or changing conditions. Courage is not an occasional act, but a trait of choice and will. Book, there's a graphic here that shows the high performance habits, sort of broken into 2 different areas. There's 2 circles joined together. On the left circle, it says personal habits, and you see 3 of the personal habits of high performance there. Seek clarity, generate energy, raise necessity. And on the right circle, you would see the social habits: increase productivity, develop influence, demonstrate courage. On page 39 of the book.
Courage.
Seek clarity, generate energy, raise necessity, increase productivity, develop influence, demonstrate courage. These are the 6 habits that you need to adopt if you are to reach high performance in any situation. Hundreds of personal efforts and social behaviors that we've observed, these habits.
All right, all right, all right. We about to get started. I still got 2 audios that I would like to share with you guys, but let's get started. We're gonna start reading the this little booklet that I put together. Now I'm gonna say, forgive me if I mispronounce a word, but here we go. It says, in system programming is the ability of some programmable logic devices, microcontrollers, and other embedded devices to be programmed while installed in a complete system rather than requiring the chip to be programmed prior to installing it into the system. All right. In computer engineering, computer architecture is a set of rules and methods that describe the functionality, organization, and implementation of computer systems. Some definition of architecture, define it as describing the capabilities and programming model of a computer, but not a particular implementation. In other definitions, computer architecture involves instruction set architecture design, micro architecture design, logic design, and implementation. A programmable logic device, which they call PLD, is an electronic component used to build reconfigurable digital circuits. Unlike a logic gate, which has a fixed function, a PLD, which I say a PLD is a programmable logic device. Programmable logic device, that's what a PLD is, has an undefined function at the time of manufacturing, at the time you're born. Okay, before the PLD, meaning the programmable logic device. I'm gonna keep saying that when I say PLD, so you know what I'm talking about. Let me just put that in there, so we have that in the, so we just already know. I told y'all this is like a study guide because I'm familiar with a lot of this stuff too. But my thing is, you know, I'm into studying AIs and stuff like that because I know that's how we are easily manipulated because we get so lost in terminology. When they say AI, they don't automatically mean robots. That can mean human beings as well. But let me put that in PLD. PLD means it means programmable. That's it. We're gonna get this thing, we're gonna get it all together. And we're gonna really see what's been happening to us. Because it's very subtle how things are being implemented within our conscious and subconscious mind. So it says programmable logic device, which would be the mind. That is a device, your mind, because it it uh it gives off information and it receives information. So that's what make it a device. PLD, programmable. Let me cap it. Programmable logic device. We get so confused when it comes to these terminologies, but we're gonna get into the PLD, programmable. I don't know why I keep messing it up. Programmable logic device. So, unlike a logic gate, which has a fixed function, a PLD has an undefined function at the time of manufacturing. I'm gonna put that too, so you can understand what I'm saying. Because I know this is not your typical, you know, uh, your typical subject to be, you know, trying to understand. Because we used to all those common traditional, topics and conversations, but this one is gonna be very interesting. So it says that's why it's called it's like a study guide because we're gonna be like I'm gonna be learning as well, and we're gonna be figuring out this thing together. Hopefully, a PLD has and undefined, not unidentified, has an undefined function, and it does. It births. It birth. That's how we're able to be manipulated because we come here not knowing how things work here. So we have to be trained and programmed to the ways of society, the ways of schooling, the ways of what a parent is. We have to be trained and programmed for all of that. So we come here undefined. That's why it's very important for us to get to know ourselves because other than that, you're living off of somebody's definition of yourself. That's why you're supposed to meditate, self-development, journal writing. Okay, a PLD has an unidentified functions at the time of manufacture. So what's being manufactured is us. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but a lot of times when they talk about chipping and injecting and vaccinations and stuff of that sort, that is them implementing something into their product. Okay? It's like they're upgrading their product or downgrading their product, you know? No, they don't take us to, I would say this. All this stuff that I'm saying is really me, really figuring out this stuff on my own. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense for when you talk about manufactured. It's something that has been, produced or created based upon somebody else or that individual. You see what I'm saying? Because you can manufacture yourself based upon what you're trying to do at that particular time and moment. But we're moving on now. But y'all listen to these terminologies that are going to be spoken within this booklet that I made. Because it's not talking about robots. It's talking about humans. Yes, it is. Okay. So here we go. Before the PLD, we got that together. Before the PLD can be used in a circuit, it must be programmed. So before the PLD can be used, we're going to call the circuit the system. It must be programmed. That is reconfigured. Yes, it has to. Because if you don't program that mind, then it's gonna either figure out a way to program itself or it's not going to know how to interact with the system that has been manufactured. That has been manufactured as well. We living within a system that is not technically real. It's not real. But our belief of how we've been trained and programmed, that's what makes it seems real to us because we don't know no other way to look at it. But moving on, I'm gonna put that in now too because I think that's interesting. Before the PLD, before the PLD can be, I don't know why I got that PLD can be used before they can use it. Because see, that's all it is. All they did was made a exact duplicate of the original, meaning those human beings that came before us, like I said, all this stuff is coming from here now. It's just common sense to me. Those human beings that came before us, they was like a study subject, some type of experiment that they did. And I want to say this goes back in the 1900 and way before then and stuff like that. But anyway, they was doing experiments on human beings to see how easily they could be manipulated and stuff like that. So based upon how successful their experiment went with, mind controlling them and implementing their programming amongst other people, that's how well they knew how to tweak it and upgrade it or downgrade it based upon the results they was getting back with their clones. Because that's all it is. You just cloning individually people based upon their minds. So that's why when it comes to certain things within society, people don't know certain things because they wasn't trained it. They was only trained what they went to school for, college for, or whatever. They was only trained based upon, their parenting, if their parents didn't teach them anything other than what the school taught them, they're not gonna know any information outside of what they've been programmed to know. Because like I said once before, when you live amongst this world, you have no choice but to be programmed because that's the world we live in, the program world. But I always recommend that you program yourself in order to successfully attract those experiences in your life. Whatever you want to experience in your life, you have to get the proper education, the proper knowledge, and you have to know exactly what you want to experience in order to successfully experience that. Because other than that, you are running off a program that you did not create yourself. Because we are living in a land of programming, in the lands of clones. That's why you have certain type of movies that are showed on regular TV. You have certain types of music that are played within the mainstream, radio or whatever. It's all by design. You know, everybody getting the same news, the same information. They're all getting programmed the same way if they're not, taking the time out to program themselves. So when you look at people and you be like, this, something is weird, and that's the weird part about it. They don't know, but that's what programming is. It's something that is controlling your subconscious mind. Even though you might be aware of something that it seems a little bit off, it's what's in that subconscious mind that you keep repetitiously hearing and seeing. And then it becomes something that you can't control, which I call the hypnotic state, that you're walking around, you're talking, you're interacting, you're going without your daily routines like you normally do, but it ain't you because you never took the time out to see what actually is you. So when something seems unfamiliar or when something seems strange, you just go with the flow because you don't know what else to do. You don't know what to call it. You don't, you can feel it that, oh, this ain't right. Or something ain't right around, in the neighborhood or the world or something. You can feel it, but you don't know what to call it because it's not been programmed into to call it something. So you have to be programmed in order to be able to see something differently or to see something the same as everybody else sees. So that's why I like programming myself. But anyway, like I said, I made this booklet when I had the time really to research and to really look into things, which now my time is very limited. But hey, it's okay. Before the PLD can be used, let's continue in a circuit, which I call society, or the what I say it is, it's a human form. They're not gonna call it a human form, but what they will say is society. Yes, your community. But that's all it is, a human form. That's all, not form, but form, like FARM, not FORM, but a human form that they have put together. That's why I'm not familiar with uh that information about the emancipation of slavery and stuff like that. But what I can say about that is that was a trick. They made people believe that they was free. Now keep in mind, now I'm gonna go back, yeah, a little bit. Keep in mind There was slaves, right, that was not able to read and write, but you gave them freedom. If you can't read and write and you gave them freedom, don't you think that they going some kind of way put their own self back in slavery? Because they're not educated. They don't know how to live freely other than what they've been taught by the master. So that's how it started with the, how can I say this, the industrial ages. And I really haven't looked into it. It just make common sense. It just makes sense to me to look at it in that way. Like they really tricked these people because they couldn't read and write. They didn't know better. It's like they was, toddlers or teenagers running around with no common sense. But they gave them freedom because you know what? They knew they would freely come back. And then they would have to work for them. But common sense would have told a lot of them, well, we was educated on how to, you know, uh, you know, run the farm, meaning do the cows and do the land and stuff like that. They had the knowledge, but they didn't know what to call it. Oh, this is a business. It was some smart people out there, but majority of them, they were so illiterate. They didn't know. They didn't know better. They all only was taught what they was programmed to do. So all of it was a trick. You freed the body, but you locked up the mind. So you still had the body. So that was their trick. And it's still going on today because a lot of people don't know that's what's going on. Anytime you, they call it selling, selling your time for money. Anytime you give up, that's you giving up your energy for money. Anytime you do that, that's automatic slavery. Because it's already a set price on your energy, a set price on your time. Get it? The human form. You are now the product. You are that product that is so oblivious to how much money that is going into that business, how much success that this business has based upon your time and your energy. So this is what you're selling. And then in the music industry and stuff like that, this is what they call selling your soul. Because they're gonna make you do some foul and fucked up shit, but it beats working a 9 to 5. And so you do it because you're gonna be making way more money selling your soul than you selling your time and your energy at a 9 to 5. So either way it go, you still gonna be in a fucked up situation. It just in that situation, you'll be able to, live a more lucrative and more, how can I say, luxurious lifestyle. Which I do believe everybody want to experience that once in their lifetime. If they'll never experience it again, I do believe people want to do that. They don't. Nobody really want to give up their time and their energy to work for a little of nothing. I don't care if you making $3,000, $4,000 a week. That still ain't worth your energy. That's not worth your life. But we do that. Oh, we making good money now. We bringing in $4,000 a week. Yes, we is. That ain't no damn good money. If it's not sustaining you to be able to live the lifestyle that you want to live, and you know the lifestyle you want to live, is it doing that for you? Or do you have to say, oh, well, I gotta wait till next paycheck so I can do this? Or no, when you purchase a car and you working a job, right? This is my concept of this. This why I don't work too many hours, because I already know I'm not gonna sell my time and energy for no job that can. No, I'm not gonna do that. So in the moment I have my free time, which I'm skipping right now, in the moment that I have to better myself and start my own business, that's what I'm using my time. Majority of my time and energy gonna go towards that instead of working somebody else's job, making their business successful. Because no, I have a business to make successful. Your life, that's what I think I was trying to say. Your life is your business. How you run it, the people you allowing in it, all that. That's your business. That's what you running every day, all year. That is your business, your life. How you are happy, how you keeping your health up, all that. That's your business. But I got sidetracked again, huh? But I do that because people get so caught up on terminology, the wordplay, that they can't see through all the fuckery that we freely been did to ourselves. That's why I say within this world, nothing's happened to you, but it happens for you based upon your level of consciousness. Other than that, you're being programmed to do things that you don't want to do, but you have willingly accepted because you don't know no other way. And that's the majority of the people. They are mentally enslaved because they don't know another way. All they know is to work a 9 to 5. All they know is to pay them bills on time. All they know is, what they know. The splurge when income tax come, that's what they know. No, that's not what I know. Mm-mm. I know more than that. And we're gonna get to the top of it. We don't get to the bottom. We get to the top of it, honey. Yes, we do. Ooh, my nose itching. Ooh, it's the hand on the nose. That means somebody coming. I don't know. That's superstitious shit. But anyway, moving on. Okay. In electronics, a logic gate is an idealized or physical device implementing a Boolean function. That is, it performs a logical operation in one or more binary inputs and produces a single binary output. Depending on the context, the term may refer to a ideal logic gate, one that has, for instance, zero rise time, unlimited fan out, or it may refer to a non-ideal physical device. Logic gates are primarily implemented using diodes or transistors acting as electronics switches, but can also be constructed using vacuum tubes. Don't that sound vacuum tubes? The Matrix. They had them little tubes in the that do anyway. Electromagnetic relays, relay logic, fluid logic, pneumatic logic, optic molecules, or even mechanical elements. See these words, I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, I like expanding my mind, to learn new things. I don't know what it means, but guess what? We're gonna find out. We sure is. All right. So, even mechanical elements with amplification, logic gates can be cascaded in the same way that Boolean functions can be composed, allowing the constructions of a physical model of all of the Boolean logics and therefore all of the algorithms and mathematics that can be described within the Boolean logic. I don't know what that is, but we're gonna have to look that up. Yes, we is. Figure out what the word is a Boolean function. Never heard of that. Like I said, I did this booklet several years ago. So I said this would be a good topic to talk about because I want people to understand that when you talk about AIs, you and stuff, people think that, oh, we talking about maybe, our cell phones or smartphones AI, right? No, no, no. They're talking about humans. Sometimes they talking about, the devices, the electronic devices, but majority of the time, they also are using those terminologies to speak over humans' head because they're like, oh no, I'm not an AI, I'm a human being. No, you are AI because you easily be to be persuaded. You easily to be programmed. So you are the AI as well. Yes, indeed. So don't never get it twisted. You are AI. Because if you're not programming you, somebody else is programming you. But moving on. Logic circuits include such devices as multiplexers, registers, algorithmic logic units. It says ALUS. So I'm gonna put this in there because it's got another abbreviation going on. But I told you, see, people tend to stray away from things that are so complex. But I run to it because I know in that complexity that there's always something in there for me to get so I can better understand all this fuckery that's going on out here. That's what I call it. Because these people be playing dangerous games with other people's lives, killing folks, and people like, oh, that was such a tragic thing. But you know what? All that shit was staged. It was staged. A lot of shit is staged for things to happen, and a lot of things it just happen naturally. But that's how it is in the world. They be like, oh, this how it is. You know what? It's so much. Where did I get that from? It's so much trickery going on out here. What they call it, the veil has been pulled over so many people's eyes to the point that it has become so normal. They don't even second guess it. Like, oh, that's just another Joe Blow died today or whatever. Oh, they got shot. Oh, this happened. Oh, he died of a drug overdose and all that. What? Sometimes it is true, but a lot of times, mm-mm. That shit was head on. They constructed that shit. It was something somebody was saying or doing that was not liked, and they had to take their ass out. They do it all the time. Yes, it's just like with this other shit going on, what they call it a depopulation method. Yes, but a lot of people, but you had to use it as some type of health wise, for people to be fear of their lives being taken from them, for them to freely, you know, accept it. Because if they life went in danger, they wouldn't give a fuck about it. They wouldn't. They'd be like, y'all shove that shit up your asses. I'm not taking that shit. Oh, I might die, this and that. I want to be here longer. I got this to do. I got children. It's so you got to put the fear in people to make them, jump on board to killing their own ass, and they don't even know it. But anyway, oh, that's got multiplexers, register, after remit. I say after. Oh, did I spell that right? Arithmetic, arithmetic logic unit, and it says, oh, and I just like having conversations that are not normally talked about because I know that I didn't come here to be a motherfucking, some type of puppet that you can control and stuff like that. I didn't. I always knew that. But you know what the thing was? I wasn't capable of understanding things because I didn't have the proper knowledge. I didn't have the proper knowledge. But now that I know that I have to say so over my life, I have to say so over my life, then it makes things much more easier for me to do the things that I do, you know. And I don't fear death. I used to, even though I tried to, take myself out more than one time, which I really didn't, because at that time I was fearing death like a motherfucker. Truth be told. But I like having real conversations because I feel like it's so much fake and phony shit going on, and people are so scared. So it's like if they don't do it, then Mr. Ladies he will do it. I have no problem with doing that. Okay, multiplexes register, arithmetic, logic units, ALUS, and computer memory, all the way up through complete microprocessors, which may contain more than 100 million gates, which I have no idea what they're talking about. But that's why I said it's gonna be like a study guide because we're gonna find out this shit together. And if I don't do it in this live today, I'm gonna make a PowerPoint presentation, and then I'm gonna put it in a PowerPoint presentation. The things that I found out, but also I wanted to put that word. What is that word? I said bowling functions. I wanted to put that in there so y'all can understand what I'm saying. Because see, that's how we get fucked up. Because with our vocabulary, our way of understanding is it's slim. We don't even want to attempt to look into new things because we like, nah, I don't understand this shit. Fuck that shit. And it ain't got nothing in there for me anyway because I'm, whatever your profession is, You'll be like, I don't need that because that don't require that knowledge. I don't need that knowledge to do my profession. But you do need that knowledge to, you know, live your life better. That's what I say. Anytime you can get more information on some more data, we talking what I call it game development talk. When you can get more data on something and you can process it more in a more effective way to understand what is going on externally, because a lot of people think that that's the real world externally, but the real world is here within your mind. So that's why they try to tackle this, because if they can give you their world in here, then you don't have a world no more. That's why you have to make your world in here and look out, and you have to present your world out there instead of accepting their world in here, the world that they gave you. No, you don't do that. You have your share within this world to put out there so others can see how how you're built, what you made of, what you got up there, what you got to share with the world that can help the world. Yeah, you do have the ability to do that. But majority just go with the flow because I ain't gonna lie, this takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. And I'm so far behind because I stopped. I stopped because, like I said once before, love. I wanted love more than anything. And I felt like if I could receive love, then me and my life partner could conquer the world together. But that's a different story now. Moving on. Getting sentimental again, but that's the word that I said bowling functions, which I have no idea what that is. But in modern practice, in modern practice, most gates are made from field effect transistors, FETs. Did I say this right? Transistors. That's what it is. Transistors. Metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistors. What did I just say? I have no fucking idea. Let me just put it in the chat box. Okay, most gates are made from, here we go, field effect transistors, which they call it the FETs. FETs. See what I'm talking about? That's how they get our ass with these fucking terminology word when you heard them the dead I lie. But guess what though? Mm-hmm. We own they ass like white on rice, baby. So field effect transistors, FETs. There go another word for your ass. Then we got another one. Look at this. Check this one out. MET. Hold on. Wait. METAL. Mental oxide semiconductor. What? I don't know. Hey, I'm not going to pretend like I know. I don't. But it's interesting because I don't know. I like to find out things I don't know. Fuck knowing things that I do know. Let's get a little deeper with this shit. Let's go deeper. Okay, FIELD effect transistor. Okay, so it says it says metal. I thought it said metal. Metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. So they got a abbreviation for that as well. MOSFET. Y'all look these words. Metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistors. There we go. There go the word. Hey, all right. So, oh my goodness, we have 4 people in our live. Y'all, I keep it real on here. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but hey, I'm sharing this information so y'all can look it up on your own free time. But like I said though, if I don't get to it today with these words, I'll be doing a PowerPoint about it. But moving on. In computer architecture, a processor register is a quickly accessible location available to a computer central processing unit, CPU, to a computers. Now I've heard that terminology quite a few times, but it was in that notion of talking about computers only. Like I told y'all, don't get caught up on the words. Because those words can be, I used to be so good at decoding words and stuff like that. And I think when I wrote this, I was chopping this shit down, using the correct words, you know, instead of the computer terminology. Because stuff like this interested this. Ugh, it really did. CPU. CPU. Okay, so it says computer central processing unit. So what would be y'all the processing unit within a human mind, the human mind, the processing unit? Well, first of all, it is what's stored in the subconscious mind. That's what it is. No, we're not really talking computer language. If that's why a lot of people came here. We're talking the human mind, which is another form of AI, which is controllable, which is programmable, and all that of sort. But yes, so the CPU within the human mind would be the subconscious mind because that is where a lot of your unconscious experience has been stored. A lot of your memories has been stored. And guess what? These these um these data that has been stored in your subconscious mind, that's what's running your life. Yes. Because it's like easy access. It's like a quick access to information that you've already experienced. That's how we are going throughout our days, our reality. Look at the word reality, something that you like currently, not just currently, but on a day-to-day basis, you keep repeating over and over again. Reality. See how people just don't want to see nothing do. I had 4 people in here and they gone because they don't think we talk computer language, but I think mental computer language is more appealing than computers anyway. Because I'm not a computer, whiz, another of that sort, but I am, just curious about the mind because that's what's making everything in your body function. Your mind is. Well, it is your mind, your subconscious mind anyway. It just automatically do it. You don't say heart, pump, or liver, do what you gotta do. Kidneys. No, that you don't have no say so in that. So it's got to be something going on in the background of everything. That's why I say, and that's too mentally. A lot of times we don't say, "Ooh, I gotta," it's just automatic. We get up day to day and we just do stuff because it's been programmed us to do it. And sometimes we don't want to do it, but a lot of times we just do it anyway. But NT here, computer central processing unit CPU. Okay. Register user consists of a small amount of fast storage. See, I was just talking about storage, right? About the things that have been stored in your subconscious mind. And whatever is stored in subconscious mind, you can automatically say that is your chip. That's the thing that's making your body function the way it functions, making you think the way you think because of how you paid attention to certain things and how you allow certain things to program your mind. And that's how it happens. And after you've been programmed, baby, you ain't gonna need nothing else to come into your life because guess what? That's set in stone. It's gonna be concrete until you say, I need something better in my life. I need more information. Can I get more information? Until you challenge yourself to want to be a different person, a better person, it's not gonna never happen. It don't work like that. You got to be curious and want to know other things to step outside of the box and be something totally different. If you want to, that's what I call another dimension. If you want to enter another dimension, you have to do that. And I know my terminology seems, so far off to a lot of people, but that's just how I do things because I be so tired of the traditional things, and I be like, this need to be, it need to be more ways of doing things. You know what I'm saying? Expressing, information and stuff like that. But I know when a lot of people are not familiar with certain type of information, they will flee from it, or they will call it some type of satanic information or something like that. Which I don't, but I do talk about that as well as satanic information. But in this case, I'm not. That's why I like focusing on the mind, because I know that is how you are creating your life experiences by knowing or not knowing, how the mind works. But you are the sole controller of the mind, regardless of whoever is influencing. You are the controller. So that's why the more information you get, the more data you get, the more better you can, live your life how you want to live it. But where are we? Oh, storage. Although some registers have specific hardware functions and may be read only or write only, registers are typically addressed by mechanisms other than main memory, but may in some cases be assigned a memory address. Almost all computers, whether load or stored architecture or not, load data from a larger memory and register. You see these words they're using? That's why like that people think, oh, they just talking computer language. No, they talking your fucking mind language. Yes, they talking mind language, not just computer language. Cause they didn't figure out a long time ago that computers, robots, and the mind, they all work alike. They all work alike. So hey, the better you are able to manipulate and train it and program it, the better you're able to control it. And they figure that out. That's why with like computer stuff, now like I told you, I'm not very familiar with a lot of stuff that I'm talking about now, but it just makes sense to me. Like when it comes to like smartphones and stuff like that, that we wasn't given these things because they wanted to better improve society. We was given these devices so they can better control our fucking minds. Because I'm gonna go back to slavery time. A lot of people are not knowledgeable of themselves. So it's a lot of goddamn, low self-esteem people out there. It's so much stuff. It's a lot of mental illness out there, and they know this, and they play off of it. So if you mentally ill, if you are insecure about things, you're gonna be constantly looking out for things to keep making yourself feel better. Because I told y'all, it's all about the feeling. It's all about your emotions. So if they know that they're dealing with a lot of mentally ill, insecure people, hmm, they won. They have won. Yep. Because now they control millions of people minds and they don't even know it. They thinking that they have free will. Oh, I decided to buy those shoes. Oh, I decided to whatever it was to go watch that movie or whatever. It was influence. That's why repetitiously they have to keep playing certain things, movie trailers and music and this and that and that. Me, how I do it is that whatever I'm talking about or whatever I'm interested in within that day, that's the only thing I'm gonna be paying attention to. It's like me talking to me, but within another person. That's how I look at it. If it's a song or whatever, it's something in that song that was relating to what I'm going through right now. So it's me talking to me again. You see how I'm doing it? It's not that I'm loosely allowing things to go into my mind or to go into my subconscious mind to take control of me. No, I don't loosely do that. Everything I do has purpose. Everything I do has purpose. Because without purpose, then guess what? You are a drifter. And what a drifter does is they easily be persuaded. Yes, that's what a drifter is. It's like they don't even know what life they in. I mean, they wake up every day and they do the same thing and they be like, damn, I know it's more to life than this, and it is. But it's on you to change it. Nobody else can change how you are experiencing your life but yourself. Nobody else. We had four people here, and everybody left because they really thought that we was talking computer language, which we are, but not in that aspect as computer language. We talking my language slash computer language. But that was just so amazing. But anyway, hey, I love what I'm doing, and that's that. So we are. We already said that almost all computers with low store architecture or not load data from a larger memory into register where it is used for arithmetic operations and is manipulated or tested by a machine. Now I'm gonna put this all this stuff I just read. Check this shit out now, y'all. That's why I'm gonna stop talking and well, no, I ain't gonna stop talking, but I'm gonna type this in there because I'm gonna let y'all see something. Almost all computers. Look at it. All brains now. When you see computer brains, almost all computers, whether load, meaning that's what they call it download. Download is you receiving a store architecture. I would say store architecture is the something that you decided that you was going to keep, a memory or thought, a feeling that's stored. You stored that. And then the download is something, I need some more information. So you're going to look back out into the external world, right? To receive more information because you deleted. You see this word, these words I'm using. You deleted information based upon you no longer need that. It's no longer serving you. So you deleting information now. So almost all computers with a load slash I already did it. Stored architecture picture or not. Oh, I totally screwed that word up. Yes, I did. ORCHIDECCRE or not. Now look at this, y'all. Why did low? So that's why I say they be words. I told you words are tricky. I can't wait till we start getting into the words, y'all, and dark energies and stuff like that. Cause I told y'all this right here. This is the darkness. Now, what makes the light is your thoughts. You acting upon it. That's the light. Something that you consistently do. Light. You letting other people see your darkness, which is your thoughts. But anyway, moving on. But I can't wait. We're gonna get into that soon. But I want to finish up. I think I got two more things that unfamiliar. I love to talk about those peculiar things. Okay. Load. Uh-oh. Architecture or not. Load. Okay. I did something wrong. Load data. That's data. Load data from a larger memory. Memory into, look at that memory. Now we talk about computer now. Registers where it is used for arithmetic, RITH, METIC, arithmetic operation, operations, and look at that, is manipulated. Manipulated. Yes. All this shit is created by somebody. It is. It's created by some. I said manipulated. No, we're not talking about. That ain't even a damn word, is it? Manipulated. Manipulated. I know amputate, not manipulated. Or it says almost all computers, whether load or stored, architecture or not, load data from a larger memory into a register where it is used for arithmetic operation and is manipulated or tested. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. They throw your ass out there and start using y'all some test dummies. Let's see if they're gonna bite this. Let's see if they're gonna respond to this. Let's put this on the news. What are the most the high rate emotional? Yeah, I get what I'm trying to say. They tested by people response. All it is, it's like a damn. They ain't say it's like it is. It's a testing ground. When you step out there that door, say, "Welcome to the psychological testing ground." That's what happens when you step out the door. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tested by machine. Damn, I can't write it out. It. Okay, we're gonna say, tested by machine memory. I can't put the whole thing now. You can only have 200 ticks. Machine memory. This. So look at these. Look at if you look at the chat box. Look at these words. I bet you majority of people don't know half of this shit I'm talking about, which I don't either. But my thing is that, like I said, I used to be real good at this, looking at things and really breaking down the words for what it really means. But let's send me somewhere still. That's how I'm able to still talk about the things I'm talking about because it just makes sense. When you're talking about computer, you're talking about your own brain. You are the AI. You are the smartphone. You are that device. But it's like I call it a sidekick or your what you call it? Your assistant. Your phone, your computer, it's like a sidekick, a mini you, honey. But you got to program it to do what you wanted to do. Just like you got to program you to do what you want you to do and stop allowing other things outside of yourself to program you. Moving on. See, we these words are just oh wow. So it says, hold on, wait. Manipulated or tested by machine instructions. Oh, that's what I said. Machine memory. It says manipulated or tested by machine instruction. That's what it said. Uh-huh. Machine instructions. Hmm. The machine. That's why I always talk about the mesh because it does get better than that, but that's the best, you know, way of expressing what I be trying to tell y'all about how easy the mind is and how this world ain't what y'all think it is. It's something totally different. Yes, it is. Manipulated data is then often stored back to main memory either by the same instructions or by a subsequent subsequent one. Now look at that. Manipulated manipulated data, mhm, information, mhm, thoughts, manipulated thoughts is then often stored back to what did I do? Okay, manipulated data is then often I got a run on sentence, baby. Okay, manipulated data is then often stored back to main memory. They always talk about the memory now. But see, that's what's controlling us, memory. If we forget something, forget about it. Not gonna happen because it never happened. You have to remember. Look, remember, reality, remember. It's like a constant do-over. You always reliving something. So if you're gonna relive, ooh, if you're gonna relive your life, you might as well relive something that you want to relive over and over again. Because that's all that's happening. Every month you go through the same goddamn thing. I like to be spontaneous though. I do. Let's spice this thing up a little bit. Let's juicy it up. Let's do something different. Manipulated data is then often stored back to main memory either mm, either by My memory either by the same instructions. Look at that, instructions. See, that's what I would call like a human manual, which I'm working on something. Or to have like a human manual, ways to function better in life. And I call it the manifesting coding and observation right, y'all. This is something that I am, it's not finished yet. I started on it, but I know I got a lot more to go. Just like I had the coach in a binder. It's so much stuff that I gotta work on. But anyway, what the manifesting coding and observation is that it's you. It's like a manual strictly for that particular individual that's trying to do specific things in their life, and they need some type of structure in order for it to get manifested more quicker. See, within this realm, when you focus on something, you are agreeing that it is something you have taken a liking to, right? Right. Because why else would you be focusing on it? Because it's something about that you like. See, focus. That's why I said manifesting coding. Manifesting coding is when you are paying attention to your surroundings, to your mental, to your thoughts, to your emotions. But yes, I haven't, like I said, I'm working on the beginning. So many things that I have to work on. I just ain't had the time because I have things going on in my life. But when I get this together, it's gonna help you, focus better and prioritize things in your life that are the most important things to you, even if it's not important to the next person. If it's important to you, this is gonna be your main thing that you focus on day in and day out until you get the results you want. That's what it's about. hmm So you gotta know what it is that you want. Because if you don't know what you want, you're going to continuously allow yourself to go through experiences that don't serve you. So the more you know about yourself, the better you can, how can I say this, critique things, you know, your thought process, um, your emotions. I'm not going to say be a robot and not feel things, but you'll be better able to, how can I say this? Analyze data, you know, analyze data to better make your decisions. I just love talking about this stuff, y'all. But anyway, that's why I miss the Lady Z. Yep, the consultant. But let me get through putting this in the chat box so we can move on. This went long, but I guess me having these conversations is making it longer. We already been in the thing an hour. We should be wrapped up by let's see. Around about 11:40, we should be done. Yeah, but manipulated data is then often stored back to the main memory, either by the same instructions or by a subsequent. Why do I always mess up the word? Subsequent. UENT when. There it is. Modern processors use either static or dynamic RAM as main memory, with the latter usually accessed via one or more cache levels. Now, I said I was gonna play that video, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. What I am gonna do though is put a lot of stuff because I don't want my video taken down because of a copyright block. So we're not gonna do that because it was two more audios that I had lined up that I want y'all to listen to, but I ain't gonna do that. But usually accessed via one or more cache level. Now look at that word. It's a cache, but it's not spelled. the way we spell it. Cash level. I'm putting the word in the text bar. Look at that word. That is cash. Okay, machine code or machine language is a set of instructions executed directly by a computer's central processing unit. Each instruction performs a very specific task, such as a load, a jump, or an ALU operation on a unit of data in a CPU register or memory. Every program directly executed by a CPU is made up of a series of such instructions. Did I say instructions? Instructions. The phrase directly executed needs some qualifications. Machine code is that's what I said, manifesting coding and observation. They talking about machine coding, okay? But it's mental coding. That's all it is. And then it's like when you're talking about a computer, all you're talking about is the core of it. You know, what's making it function. Although the functionalities that it has going on within the computer that's making it remember and keep storage, same thing. That's why they figured it out. Once they learn how to do this, oh, okay, but they use different terminology. They don't, okay, the terminology that's used in computer coding is not used in psychology. It's not used in none of that. But it's the same goddamn thing. Tricksters. Let's move along. But I do want to, I'm not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write, okay, it says machine code. I'm going to type these words in, right? But I'm not going to type in the whole thing. Machine code, machine language. What did I do wrong? Oh, machine language, machine code, machine language. It says is a, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Instructions. See, that's how we live our life. We don't know it, but we live in our life on instructions every day. Whose instructions? The programmer's instructions. It's a set of instructions executed. I knew I did that. EXECUTED directly by a computer's central processor. And our central processor would be our subconscious mind, which we are not aware of. A lot of us don't know we got the conscious mind and subconscious mind. All of we know, majority of people know about is the conscious mind. But you tell me about that subconscious mind, like, what the hell is that? Oh, honey, darling, that is the thing that is driving your mind. Yes, it is. Okay. What is a several instruction executed directly by a computer central processing, which is called a CPU. Computer central processing. This is some real good information. Yes, it is. Each instruction performs a very specific task. Look at that. Each instruction performs a very specific task. It's just like me. See, before I knew before I knew this knowledge that I knew, I performed specific tasks that were not giving me results that I wanted back based upon my programming. That's what was keeping me so complacent because I'm like, if I do that, then I'm not gonna be accepted by my family. And I care, even though my family is not, it, it used to be strong. Even though my family wasn't strong as far as, how they say the family that prays together, stays together, that wasn't our family. Our family is one of those families that's very dysfunctional. And a lot of people are in denial. Yes. So it's so much that everybody's dealing with, to the point that all of us been so removed from everybody, because it's like there's a competition going on within the family. Now these are just my opinion. I'm real good at, analyzing things. And then when I try to put my family together, it's like it never go well, because it's a lot of drinking. It's just so much toxic things are going on. So you can never get to a solution. When a family do get together, it's only because somebody died. And that's not a good reason for the family to come together, especially talking about, family matters that are making us so distant from each other. But I'm, just sharing. But yeah, um, where I'm at? ALU operation. Yep, I'm very knowledgeable about things, but that's what I was talking about, right? How I was afraid, and the results I was getting back were not, you know, sufficient to what I wanted to accomplish in my life. And I felt like, because I was a good person, that I could change people, which I've learned the hard way that wasn't the case. Nobody can change a person but themselves. But I thought that because I was living and, compassionate and truthful, that that would make a beautiful relationship. But no, I was naive and gullible with those tendencies. And that allowed me to be easily manipulated. And so I didn't get it until I got it. And when I got it, I got it. And guess what? I became unattractive. Even though I never lost my sexiness, I became unattractive to the opposite sex because of my authority that I had over my mental. Yeah, I'm gonna just put it that way. I wasn't nothing nice anymore. I wasn't good to be around anymore because I wasn't easily to be manipulated. But the more I was easily manipulated, I was attracting things left and right in my life. I'm like, so that's what it's about. So the more easier you are, the more people take advantage of you. The more people appear in your life. Huh? That's how it works. Okay. Well, in that degree, should I say, because it's the environment. See, when you're placed in a certain environment, it's a certain mental state that is within that environment. So their way of thinking is very limited. Yes, because if you, let's say that I was put in the environment of the rich and wealthy and entrepreneurs and things of that sort, that I would just have a field day in that environment. I would love it. I would love it. But I've been just telling y'all stories, to let y'all see I was never always this way. I was, determined to know things, and I did. I found out, and here I am. Here I am. But yes, moving on, because I can just talk, talk, talk. CPU register or memory. CPU register or memory. Where we are? CPU. Ah, every program program directly executed by a CPU is made up of a series of such instructions. Did I just? I thought I just said it. Either by the same instruction. Well, yeah, it's saying the same thing. Okay, we're gonna put that in there too, because I want y'all when y'all look back at this live, I want you to get a good feel of how you are giving up your power every day, every day. Yes, you are. Every program directly executed. Y'all know how this live came about. I said I haven't did a live in a while. I just been busy, and I haven't been studying on none of that. I just been busy. So I said, you know what? That's why I set that thing. And once I set something, I'm going to, because I almost said, you know what? This morning, I'm not doing it live. I'm going to do that, which I always got stuff to do. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing it. Not today. I'll wait till tomorrow and do that. And that's what I did. And I said, I'm going live. I'm not postponing my live. Because I like going live because, one, it gives me, you know, a time stamp in my life where I was expressing a part of myself to the online world that I wouldn't have expressed if I wouldn't have went live. So I can look back on those moments and be like, wow, you know, she overcame that and she's way more knowledgeable in this. And, you know, I can just have little timestamps that I can look back on, as well as help others with the things that I'm knowledgeable about. Yes. So it's a win-win situation all the way around. Yes, it is. So every program directly executed by a CPU is made of a series of such instructions. I said it again, instructions. Okay. So moving on. The the phrase directly executed needs some qualifications. Hmm. The phrase directly executed needs some qualifications. I said, oh, my leg. Okay, the phrase directly executed needs some qualification. And it says machine code is by definition the lowest level of programming detail visible to the programmer. Hmm. But internally, many processors use microcode or optimize and transform machine code instructions into sequences of micro ops in a sophisticated way. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna put this in the chat box. My legs falling asleep because I'm in one position. I can't wait. I gotta. I can get my stuff together how I want to get. What is that? Bed, my desk, sitting comfortable in my little nice chair and all that stuff. But anyway, it says. Let's continue. The phrase directly. Because I know I read that. I'm like, what did I just say? I know what I just said. I'm reading it now. Executed. I always do that. Leave out the E. Executed. The phrase directly executed needs some qualifications. And they're just like us. It's that the people, I say, what qualifies you to talk about the things you talk about? What qualifies me? The things I've overcome. The things that, I fucked that word up expeditiously. The things that qualify me is my interest. Me being consistent with things. The things that qualify me is how I'm able to break down things and, you know, in simple terms for others to, to know the things that I know. It don't take a fucking degree to qualify you. It don't take you to be in college for 10 years to qualify you. It just take you being determined and really want to present that information to the world. You know, people be acting like everything you do have to be so professional and have to be to the T of this and That no, I like genuine shit, authentic shit. If it ain't about that, then the hell with it. Cause no, it's some form of manipulation in there. If it's not about all that, that's just my input on it. The phrase directly executed needs some qualifications. I like real talk, real freaking talk. I do qualifications, and then it's gonna go into it says machine code is by definition. That's it, all right. Yeah, I don't know what to say about these lips, man. Definition the lowest. Now I'm gonna read that again, but I'm gonna read it when I put it in the chat box because it seems kind of complex, but it's like real simple. Programming detail. No, it say detail. Hold up, what we did? Oh, no, oh. Programming detail. Visible, visible. Oh, I keep saying this, y'all, because you are so beautiful. I keep saying this because people are getting fucked every day. Days from Sunday, and they do not know it. No, they don't. And many people know they're getting fucked, but you know what? They don't know no other way. So if you don't know other way, you have to stay put. You got to stay put. I'm working on my biggest project, and I'm excited about it. And this has nothing to do with others. It has only something to do with myself because I like challenging myself. I like, you know, seeing the results of my mentality come into, fruition, to see it manifest. That's what I like. And when this really comes into fruition, I am going to be the most happiest person, or should I say, happiest soul on this planet. Because it's the biggest one of them all. What it's about, being happy, knowing who you are, and living your best life until the expiration date comes. Because everybody has an expiration date. I don't give a fuck how you trying to deny that. Oh my gosh. I went over, y'all. You see, okay, process you microcode. We're gonna put that, and then I'm gonna break it down and read it all together. Processors use microcode, or I'm running my mouth and not looking at the numbers. So that's how I really went over on that one too. Optimize, because that's what I do. You know, I'm not trying to persuade nobody to do nothing, but if I could advise people, I mean, that's great. If not, hey, it's cool as well. But know that the more we awaken that childlike soul within us, we want to do different things. We ain't gonna always want to do the same thing every day. We're gonna want better for ourselves. We ain't gonna want to struggle no more. We're gonna see, our strengths and not our weaknesses. We'll start looking at things in a more optimistic way instead of being so pessimistic about things. Because there's a lot of that going on. All you gotta do is just step right on outside, turn on your TV and all that, and boom, there it is, waiting for you to get your daily dose of it. Yeah. And another thing is, I'm always in my head a lot, or in my journal a lot, and so A lot of things that I be want to talk about, I don't talk about it because who cares? Who are listening to me rumble and talk about the things because they don't understand it anyway. But anywho, moving on. Oh, here we have the phrase directly executed needs some qualifications. It said machine code is by definition the lowest level of program detail visible to the programmer, but internally many processors use microcode or optimize and transform machine code instructions into sequences of micro ops in a sophisticated way. Now, this is there for y'all when you want to rewatch the video and look at some of these terminologies that are being used right over our heads. Even though they're talking about computer coding and stuff like that, it's the same thing when it comes to the human consciousness, our mentality and stuff like that. It's the same thing. We're about to wrap this up, y'all. I said we're about 1:45. We should be done. So it said oh boy, numerical machine code, i.e., not accessible code, may be regarded as the lowest level representation of a compiled or accessible computer program or as a primitive in hardware dependent upon programming language. While it is possible to write programs directly in numerical machine code, it is tedious and error prone to manage individual bytes and calculate numerical addresses in constant manual. For this reason, programs are almost never written directly in machine code. In modern context, three exceptions are for low-level debugging, program patching, and assembly language disassembly, which would be called for in the absence assembly source code. Now, it was a movie called Source Code. I want to watch it again. I didn't fully understand it when I watched it. But if I watch it now, I bet you I can get some data out of that too. When only the machine language object code is available, all practical programs today are written in higher level languages or assembly languages. The source code is then translated into ex, mm, executable machine code by utilities such as compilers, assemblers, and linkers, with the important exceptions of interpreted programs which are not translated into machine code. However, the interpreter itself, which may be seen as an executor or processor performing the instruction of the source code, typically consists of directly executable machine code generated from assembly or high level language source code. Mm. Now, what did I just read? I know it's incomplete. Oh, look. Mm. But you look at this shit though. Just look at it. Numerical machine code. I don't know what that is, but like I said, my thing is I'm gonna put the stuff in the text, and if y'all can re-look at it and look up words on your own, they are here within the you know, the chat box. You know me. Sometimes I'm gonna do something and I never get to it. I just start on a new project. I gotta stop doing that, huh, y'all? I gotta go ahead and finish it. Maybe regarded as the lowest level representation. Look at this. May be regarded as the lowest. I did something wrong now. Regarded as the lowest level representation. Lowest level. What the fuck do that mean? Lowest level representation. Mm-hmm. See, when you put something in its lowest form, that means it right then it is out of its element. I say babies come here knowing so much shit, but they just can't express it. They can't talk, but they know so much shit. Representation. But when you put something in its lowest form, you have entrapped them in something that they can't even fucking comprehend. That's what I say. When you put them in their lowest form, that's why they be like, always, rise up to your higher self. That higher self, it don't feel shit. It's not insecure. You know, it just explore. And if it make a mistake, it keep on moving. And it keeps moving, and it keeps moving, and it keeps moving, and it keeps experimenting, and it keeps, you know, learning and expanding and evolving. That's what the higher self does. But the more you become in tune with that higher self, the more you're not gonna need a lot of external things, because it's like things are just gonna, ideas and thoughts are just gonna come to you because you're more in alignment with that part of yourself that it just knows, you know, it just knows. And I'm a living witness to that. I can't explain a lot of things to people how I know things, but I know I be by myself an awful lot. And with me being by myself, I pick up on information, especially when I'm writing. And then I share amongst you guys. I love to do. Okay, maybe regarded as the lowest level representation of a compiler or a simple computer program. But yeah, you step into that high. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You step into that your higher self. You gonna you gonna be like, damn, where have I been? Where have I been? You're gonna feel like a different person. It's gonna be like you have really had some type of plastic surgery because you're gonna see shit differently. Everything gonna be so different. But guess what? You in that same damn body. That same damn body. The only thing that change is your mental processing abilities. You don't process things the same way anymore. You don't. Your perception is totally different than how you used to view things. That's what it is. Your perception of things. It's not going to be the same. Maybe regarded as the lowest level representation of power assembly computer program, or as a primitive and hardware dependent program language. Like I said, while it is possible to write programs directly in numerical machine code, it is tedious and error prone to manage individual bytes and calculate numerical addresses and constant manually. For this reason, programs are almost never written directly in machine code in modern context. Huh. That's right. They rather use ones and zeros and X and O's and all that shit. Like, what the fuck are they talking about? But guess what? It's understood language. Three exceptions are for low-level debugging, program patching, and I'm gonna put this three exceptions, and you can look it up. If I had the time that I really wanted, we would be in like 4, 5 different things throughout the day. We would. We'll be learning some shit that is just breathtaking. Debugging the bug. Remember on the Matrix when they put that damn bug in his ass and they had to debug his ass, pull that shit out of his stomach. You know what I'm talking about? That was a virus. And what they talking about? The corona. I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, the virus. Yeah. So y'all get y'all shit together and stay off in front of the TV watching all their, how can I say this, pre-concocted, little scripted, happenings. Yeah, that's what they are. And y'all take the bait. Bye. Woo, I can't believe that. That person got bombed and that person got shot. No, what I say is when it comes to things of that sort, you just enjoy your life. That way When something does tragic happens, you'll be ready to go because you did all you wanted to do anyway. So there wouldn't be no fear. You'd be like, I'm ready. I'm so ready to leave this bitch anyway because I done had all the fun I came here to have. And that's my mentality when I'm doing anything that I'm doing because there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Only thing to fear. But I love, like I said, having these conversations. All right. Oh my goodness, what did I write? Cause they come, they come. Source code. Okay, so the three exceptions are low level debugging program patching for hold up. Debugging supposed to be I should have oh well. Yeah, I go get it. Debugging program patching, which I have no idea what that is, but I'm look up some things myself because I'm like I said, I'm rusty when it comes to this stuff now, but that's what I should have stated. But oh well. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I did what I felt like that was most important for me at those times that took me away from my passion. But I'm here now. Call for in the absence assembly source code. I'm gonna stop right there because I'm not gonna overlap it. So I'm gonna have no. So when I put in capital the assembly language, assembly language, disassembly. Okay, which could be source code, which could be called for in the absence in the source code when I be rumbling, I be showing up rumbling. But in the midst of me rumbling, hey, I try to put some nuggets in there, babes. Jewels in there, honey. Yes, I do. Because you are so distracted by the external world. You don't even know how to really think. You just know how to follow. Follow, follow, follow. Not create, create, create. And be happy. On the machine language object code is available. I guess you combine them together and yeah, you combine them together. Now, at this bottom, it says human computer interaction. Now, that was very intriguing to me when I read this. It says nature and scope of HCI. And HCI would be human computer interaction, right? Which I'm gonna put there, but I'm be jumping on it. I'm still right here. Ooh, we're not through it, so we'll be through around by 12 o'clock. Damn, how long is that, man? An hour, almost 2 hours. All practical programs today are written in higher level language or assembly language. The source code is then translated to executable. I say executable machine code by utilities such as compilers, assembly, and linkers, with the important exception of interpreted programs which are not. I already read this, y'all. I'm just rereading it. Okay, however, the interpreter itself, which may be seen as a executor or a process performing the instructions of the source code, typically consists of directly executable machine code generated from assembly or high-level language source code. Ooh, move on. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna be through by 12. Yeah, we at the bottom. Human computer. Yeah, I feel hook on it now. By the way, we go. That's this. Ah, okay, human computer interaction. So we have an hour and 45 minutes in on this thing, and this is coming to a close. And it says the nature and scope of HCI, which is human computer interactions. It says HCI innately involves multiple computer science related disciplines, image processing, computer vision, programming language, and so on, as well as discipline related to human science. I'm just gonna put this whole thing in here, and then when I do this, it's a wrap, no more. So we're gonna be done at 12 o'clock, and that's going to be that. hmm Okay, scope, and I said the scoop. Why would I say the scoop? Pooper pooper. Of HICI. Hold up. That will be kept alive. Nature and scope of HCI. It says HCI innately. I'm just gonna put the whole thing in there for when y'all rewatch the live. We're gonna have some very, very interesting things going on in the chat box. That's how we're gonna do that. Involves Okay, ACI innately involves multiple computer science related discipline. Computer science related discipline. DISCIPLIN discipline. And then it goes into detail of what those disciplines are, which are image processing. Look at that image. And what they said, self image. But I told y'all, image processing. Image. It can be mental images, your thoughts. Because that's the mental images. Those are the things that you constantly think about, and then you start to have some type of emotion about, you know, based upon you being the sole controller of yourself or allow somebody else to influence you. You can alter your emotions from happy to excited to however mad to happy, however you want to do it. But anywho, let's continue programming. Programming. Ugh, we're gonna be some, very intellectual people who are able to decipher the things that we need to decipher out here within this world, so we can't be bamboozled. We're not gonna be bamboozled over here, honey, because there's a lot of that shit going on. Right, right. Because we're gonna know when they're talking computer language, we're talking mental language, psychology. Yes. Okay, ACI innately involves multiple computer science related disciplines, image process, computer vision, programming language, and so on. As well as this discipline. They always talk about discipline because you know what? When it comes to anything, oh, I finna say I did it again, y'all. But I ain't go over. Is it 161? So when you dealing with anything that's mental, you gotta have a lot of fucking self discipline because, like I told you, y'all, your attention be, it be in so many directions. So you got to know what's the most important, sufficient thing to you at that moment in time. Because you know what? People be like, well, I put my kids first and I put my husband first and I do, the things that they put first. And I'm like, wait a minute. If you don't get yourself right, it ain't gonna be no you. So hey, then you gonna worry about them being first because your ass won't be no more if you don't put you first. So I always say, now I say put you first. What no matter what. If it's something that you need to learn, if it's some kind of health issue you have, you work on that, work out, meditate, whatever you gotta do to help things run smooth in your life first. Because without you, there is no other. And what I mean by that, how people just, they just worry at your attention, and you have to do so much stuff. But if it ain't you there, then who's gonna get it done? They're gonna be lost. So they appreciate you getting your shit together. They will appreciate it. They very will. So do that. But discipline. I'm gonna type this. Like I said, yeah, I'm gonna type this, and at 12 o'clock we should be out of here because I did not think it was gonna take this long. But me running my mouth made it run a little extra, which I'd be happy to do that. Give y'all more insight about things. A different perspective about this goddamn world we live in. Because it's anyway. Moving on. Okay, so we as well as discipline related, and I don't know when I'll be going live again. Guys, so I'm at a space in my life right now that it's just so much stuff going on. I like doing this. Oh, now let me show y'all something. This word, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Check this word out right here, y'all. It said ergonomics. Have y'all ever heard of that before? Ergonomics. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is an ergonomics? But that is interesting because I'm like, they meant economics? No, they meant ergonomics. Ergonomics. That was a new word for my ass. And I wrote this. I think even when I did this, a couple of years back, I didn't even recognize that word. I just glanced out through that word because I'm quite sure if like how I'm reacting to me seeing this word now, I would have reacted to it then. But some kind of way I glanced through that because I'm like, I never seen this word. It didn't even cross my mind that it was a word or whatever. I'm like, oh, it was a typo or something. Yeah, no, it was not. Human factor. Cognitive psychology. Cognitive psychology. Yeah. Don't know what the hell that is either. But hey, I'm gonna look it up. I think I just overlooked all these at the bottom. Cause I'm like, no. But it was interesting. So that's why I got it down too. And so on. Okay, human factor, cognitive psychology, and so on. Then it says research. Y'all know what I just did? I think I put that word there. And it wasn't even time when you put that word there. Okay. Anyway, let me go because I got some stuff to do. It has to. I'll be so feeling so bad about HCI primarily concern concerns the design implementation and assessments. Oh yeah, assessment of. I know we ain't no music today. Yeah, because it's like when I'm really got something to say or talk about, we can do without that music, interfering with us really clearly understanding what is, being said at that moment in time. Yeah, I already got enough distractions, but I do that, to raise my vibration. That's why I listen to certain types of music because it put me in a certain mental state, and so I feel like that once I begin to be in that mental state, that I can, easily do my presentations once my frequency gets to a certain, level. And that's that, y'all. I'm done typing. I went over again. I knew I was gonna do that. And machines. So this is it, and it's 12 o'clock. And I said I don't know when I'm gonna go live. I'm going live tomorrow. How about that? But I'll be putting it up tonight sometime or whatever. What's gonna be the topic and stuff like that. But as always, we always talk a mental talk because that's the most important thing of it all, your mentality. Because your mentality runs your ass and it it has something to do with you, having a better life experience. And that's what we're here for, to have the experience that we want to have and not have things forced upon us that we don't want to forced upon us. And I think too, we're gonna get into law and all that stuff because all this shit is important. It's very important for us to understand how shit is being ran within this world that we so oblivious to. But anyway, like I said, y'all, this been great. I'm gonna look back on this shit too, because I was, talking about some stuff that I normally don't share. But yeah, sometime tomorrow, I think I want to say 10, or it might be 8 o'clock. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna put that notification out. And I have no idea what we're gonna be talking about. It's gonna be a surprise to me too. So with that said, I hope everyone have a beautiful, beautiful DAZE days. And continue to work on yourself. And as always, on this channel, we manifest the royal fabulous, and we getting our minds right, and we understanding what the fuck is going on in this fucking reality. And until next time, Mr. Lady Z is signing out, you guys. Y'all be good to yourself now. Be good to yourself. Because all you have is yourself.